Let me ask you something that a lot of people think about, but rarely say out loud. Have you ever felt like something is blocking your abundance? Not completely stopping you from moving forward, but slowing everything down just enough that progress feels frustrating. Maybe you're working hard. Maybe you're learning new things. Maybe you're trying to stay positive about your future. And yet, deep down, it feels like something unseen is standing in the way. Like you're pushing forward, but with resistance. Over time, that feeling can become exhausting. You start wondering if abundance is just harder to achieve than people claim. Or maybe you begin asking a deeper question. What if something inside me is holding things back? Today, we're going to explore that possibility. Because many people who feel blocked are not lacking effort. In many cases, they're dealing with something much less obvious: subconscious resistance. The invisible barrier. Most people never notice. When people think about success or abundance, they usually focus on external factors: income, opportunities, connections, skills, and those things absolutely matter. But there's another layer influencing everything you do: your subconscious mind. The subconscious is responsible for a huge portion of your daily behavior. It stores habits, emotional reactions, automatic decision patterns. And most importantly, it stores the beliefs you've developed about life, success, and money. Those beliefs quietly shape your expectations, and expectations shape behavior. How subconscious beliefs shape your reality. Every person grows up absorbing messages about money and success. Sometimes those messages are obvious. Money is hard to earn. Rich people are greedy. You have to struggle to get ahead. Other times they're more subtle. Watching family members stress about bills. Seeing successful people criticized or resented. Experiencing disappointment when things didn't work out. Over time, these experiences create a kind of internal framework, a set of expectations about what life will look like. And once those expectations are established, the subconscious mind tries to keep reality consistent with them. Why effort alone doesn't always work. This is where many people become confused. They believe that if they work harder and stay positive, abundance should naturally follow. But effort alone cannot override subconscious conditioning. Imagine trying to accelerate a car while the brake is still partially pressed. The engine is working. The car is moving. But something is holding it back. That's what subconscious resistance feels like. You're making progress, but slower than it should be. And because the resistance is invisible, it's easy to assume something outside of you is the problem. The conflict between desire and belief. Most people consciously want abundance. They want financial stability. They want opportunities, freedom, and security. But the subconscious may still carry older beliefs that contradict those desires. For example, you may want financial success, but subconsciously associate wealth with stress. You may want new opportunities, but subconsciously fear failure or criticism. You may want a better life, but subconsciously feel that success is meant for other people. When these conflicts exist, your behavior becomes inconsistent. Part of you moves forward. Another part hesitates, and that hesitation slows everything down. The identity factor. Another powerful influence is identity. Your identity is the story you believe about who you are. Some people see themselves as natural problem solvers. Others see themselves as people who constantly struggle. If someone has spent years identifying as someone who has financial problems, that identity can quietly influence their choices. Opportunities that challenge that identity may feel uncomfortable. Opportunities that reinforce it feel familiar. And because the mind prefers familiarity, people often stay within patterns they already know, even when those patterns limit their growth. Why this feeling often appears in adulthood. For many people, the sense that something is blocking abundance becomes more noticeable after the age of 30. By that point, life has provided a lot of evidence about how the world works. You've experienced success and disappointment. You've seen how unpredictable finances can be. You've watched others struggle despite working hard. All of that information shapes your expectations. And expectations influence the level of risk, effort, and persistence you bring to new opportunities. Sometimes those expectations protect you, but sometimes they limit you. The role of internal alignment. A helpful way to think about abundance is through the idea of alignment. When your thoughts, emotions, and subconscious beliefs all support the same goal, progress tends to feel smoother. You recognize opportunities faster. You make decisions with greater clarity. You take action with less hesitation. But when those internal systems are misaligned, things feel difficult. You may want change consciously, but subconsciously, you may still expect things to stay the same. That internal conflict creates resistance, and resistance slows results. What happens when resistance decreases? When people begin examining and shifting subconscious patterns, something interesting starts to happen. They begin seeing possibilities they previously ignored. They feel more comfortable taking action. Their decisions become more consistent with their goals. And gradually, the feeling of being blocked begins to fade. Not because the world suddenly changed overnight, but because their internal patterns stopped working against them. This is why many personal development approaches eventually focus on the subconscious mind, because lasting change often begins there. The first step toward removing the block. If you've ever felt like something is blocking your abundance, the first step is simple awareness. Start asking questions such as, what do I really believe about money? Do I associate wealth with freedom or pressure? Do I feel comfortable imagining myself successful? These questions reveal assumptions that many people have never consciously examined. And once you see those patterns clearly, you can begin to challenge them. Final thoughts. If abundance has felt difficult to reach, it doesn't necessarily mean you're doing something wrong. Sometimes it means there are deeper patterns influencing how you think, decide, and act. Understanding those patterns can change the way you approach personal growth and financial progress. On this channel, we explore these deeper mechanisms, the role subconscious beliefs play in manifestation, opportunity, and success. If this topic resonates with you and you want to continue learning about it, make sure to subscribe. In future videos, we'll explore how subconscious conditioning develops and why certain methods appear to create faster internal shifts than others. And if you're curious about the framework that focuses specifically on identifying and addressing the subconscious beliefs that often block abundance, you can review the information linked in the description and the pinned comment below. It connects directly to what we discussed today and provides additional material for those who want to explore the subject further. Take your time, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.